1 goal, 4 shots, 8 hits in 15 minutes and 28 of ice time for Marty Pospisil. Marty freaking Pospisil.
You just like him because he's got the same name as your kid.
It's everything. Rhett, what do you do if you're going to the net? What do you do? For sure, don't
stop in the front.
Don't blow by the friggin' net. Stop. You're telling your kids all the time, aren't you?
Well, I don't.
Like, watch that. It's stupid and it's simple. But if he just kind of goes and curls up like you see a lot of guys do, puck's laying there.
Yep.
No, he goes to the net, throws on the brakes. I might take a friggin' shot in the ribs or in the back, but I'm going to go here. And bangs it in. It's nothing pretty. But again, he's mixing it up with the other team. They're taking penalties. They're paying attention to him.
Yapping on the bench.
They should be doing other shit.
Yeah. They need him. I mean,
They showed this board on Sportsnet last night. And again, I don't know how big a sample size has to be or how much has to go in.
Isn't that wild?
So you can add 1 to the win record with Pospisil, 24, 13, and 4. Without him, 3-12-1. It's cherry pick. In a way, it feels like it's cherry picking, but it's how can it not have some, even a smidge?
Yeah, the stat would lead you to believe he's their most important player by a mile. I wouldn't go there, but he seems really bleeping important because when he's out, you miss him, and you're like, "Where's the jump? Where's the investment? Where's the energy?" It's the drag you into the battle player that, to be fair, I don't know how many others they have. They're better with him. Now, he did miss the 10-game stretch, 2-7-1 to start the year. That helps those numbers because even Marty Pospisil on those teams, I don't know that they were fucking awful that first month. But he would have made a difference. Absolutely is an ingredient, man. He is. He's a guy that it's tough for his teammates not to be more invested in the game with the way he plays because what he does to a game.
And part of that, because I wanted to get your thoughts on that, Rhett, because it really kind of feels like, well, okay. Because part of that's got to have some Zary. And some of it's got to have Markstrom really good. But it is what it is. There's an element he brings that you covet and that not many players bring.
No, and certainly not enough. And the Flames have lacked that for, well, Tkachuk was that. And we used to say that about Tkachuk. Like Backlund, we always were left wanting a little. All of a sudden, Backlund was playing with Tkachuk, and you're like, oh, this is nice. And it was because Tkachuk was like dragging him in. Pospisil, same way.
Even if he doesn't score that goal, you'd still be looking at it. 4 shots, 8 hits.
8 hits,
15, 28 of ice.
That'd be a top 5 of the year for any Flame. 8 hits. Like that might be the biggest total. That's awesome. And it was the same team that he got ejected after going right at Marchand in front of the net. He's got their attention. They're yapping on the benches. It's perfect.
And it is the love train, and it's after a win and all of this. But as we sit here and talk a lot right now about big picture and how this team's going to be constructed and what it looks like moving forward, you love having a guy with that element. We need some D. We need young goalie, all of this. You've also got you got a ball of muck right in the middle of it who he's not a detriment. I think some guys could come in and run around and be a pest and all of that, but you can't play them.
Lomberg's in Florida is a ball of muck as well, but he doesn't contribute, I don't think.
He doesn't have the skill.
He doesn't have the skill set, right?
Is this Garnet Hathaway?
No.
Better than Hathaway.
And he's Hathaway was more of just a blue-collar tough guy and would fight. This is more of your like pesty, get under your skin. This is like Maxime Lapierre, Alexander Burrows shit right here.
Yes.
Right? It isn't a guy that scraps. He makes you angry. You don't just get to square up and deal with him.
Yeah. And Burrows would have more offense because then he scored 30 or 40.
Sure. Lapierre, somewhere in the middle, because Lapierre was kind of more of a fourth line guy. And I think Marty Pospisil on a championship level team's probably on the third or fourth line, not the second or wherever you want to number him. Mm-hmm. But point being is that line's been the most dangerous many nights offensively. I understand the back line does some heavy lifting and they score. But if you want to talk about making plays and creating offense, that line, since it was put together in November, has been their best consistently.
Pretty consistently, for sure.
And a year ago, we bitched a moment about how slow and old this team was. And you had a fourth line with Richie and Lucic, and then a different Richie, and one of the other guys from the Ring Club in LA from a decade ago, and Trevor Lewis. Shillington's back, pace. Zary is here. You've got poise, creativity, a little bit of speed. Sharon Govich can fly. Kuzmenko, when he's moving, flies. Pospisil, speed. This isn't a slow team anymore, guys. It just isn't.
And hey, let's not forget about maybe some Pelche and Coronado that are in the wings as well.
Pelche seems close to return, and Coronado, they're just waiting for an opportunity in the top 9 for him.
Yeah, that's great, but they got to perform too, right?
He's been great in the A. He's been really good.
Yeah, that doesn't mean shit to me. So was Matthew Phillips. So,
well, what it means to me, Rhett, is that if he was shitty in the A, I'd be worried. Oh. He's dominating as they've removed all kinds of talent
great
from around.
AHL careers, and I'm just saying that you don't pencil him in. You got to come up and prove it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that neither one of them has done it at the NHL level, and it's not a knock. Until they do, they can't. Zary was the same way.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't
make no mistake.
NHLer.
If Coronado's in a system of a contender, he hasn't tasted anything at the NHL level. Like he was playing college hockey a year ago. Like
it'd be so great. I was just thinking that if we could time machine and go back a year, or whatever, 14 months. So coming into next year, how do you think Martin Pospisil factors into the club next year?
Wranglers?
Who the fuck are you talking? Like you would be laughed out of the room.
Yeah.
Well, Zary's the same way.
And right now, he's got the train conductor's hat on. Chugga chugga choo choo.
2-year extension and back pocket. Yeah.
Millionaire. Hey.
Cheap
as chips.
That one-way deal. That's what that was about.
So there you go.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to check out more of our content right here on the Flames Nation YouTube page. We had a bunch of great long-form interviews. You can check out some videos we've done as well outside of the studio. And of course, if you want more writing or merchandise stuff, flamesnation.ca or nationgear.ca. Appreciate you watching.